Hello guys, welcome to DevOps training, and in this particular session we are going to see how we can create the centralized repository on GitHub, or how we can use the centralized repository with the Git. So guys, to create the centralized repository, first we need to use the GitHub. Okay, so we will move to the GitHub, github.com. We need to open the github.com. And if you have already have an GitHub account, then definitely you need to click on sign in and sign in your account. Okay, if you don't have the GitHub account, then you can sign up for the GitHub. Okay, and then click login into your account. So I already have the GitHub account, so I will go with the sign in and sign in my account. So guys, this is my GitHub account. Okay, and here are some directory which I have inside my GitHub account, which are like Selenium, POM, data driven hybrid framework, REST assured code, REST documents, and some other directories. So first, when I go to my GitHub account, I need to create a directory. So over here in your menu bar, you will get this plus sign. You need to click it. Here you will get the options. Okay, you need to click new repository and provide the repository name. So in my case, I will provide git-github. Okay, so this is my repository name. I can provide the description as well, so I will provide a repo for DevOps training. Okay, now I'm getting two options. The first one is public, okay, and the second one is private. Public means, guys, anyone on the internet can open this directory, open this repository, and can download the code or the file which I am uploading on my GitHub account. But if I will go with the private, then it is restricted to open the account, download the account, and commit the change. But it will charge me $7 per month. So I'm going with the public account. Now here is something: initialize this repository with readme file. Okay, this will let you immediately clone the repository in your computer. Skip the steps you are importing an existing repository. Definitely I need to click it. Then I will click this green button, create repository. So on my GitHub, actually I have created a repository called github. Okay, this is the directory github which I have created on my centralized server. Now I need to go to my system and create a new repo with the same name or with different name. Okay, so I will open and create github. Okay, I have created the same project. Now I need to sync my local Git repository with my GitHub account. Okay, so you need to go to here, just close it. You need to go to your repository, create or initialize it as a Git repository. So I need to open git bash over here, and to initialize or make it Git repository, I need to use the command git init. Okay, it is saying initialized empty repository, see users Anshul Chauhan desktop git github.git. Now I need to sync this particular repository with this GitHub repository. How can I do that? For that I need to use the command git remote add origin and pass the URL of this particular repository. How can I get the URL of this particular repository? You need to click here, and here is the your repository URL. You need to copy it and paste it over here. Okay, git remote add origin. Okay, then URL. That's it. If you are not getting any error, then successfully your local Git repository is being is being linked with the GitHub centralized repository. Now we have seen few things here. In this particular, in my local project, I don't have any file, but in my GitHub account I have one file which is called readme.md. okay, I need to basically right now my GitHub account and my local Git repository is not in sync, because I have a file which is present on the GitHub account but which is missing inside my local. So I need to pull the changes from the server. So I will go to git bash in the same git bash, just make it clear, and run the command git pull. So it is saying remote counting objects 3 done, remote total 3 delta done, unpacking object this from git github Anshul C55 git github. Okay, there is no tracking information on the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge with. It is asking me for the branch. Although in my command I didn't mention any branch, so I need to provide the branch name as well. And what is my branch name? Here I have only single branch, which is called master, master. So I need to write the command git pull origin master. So you can see from this branch master fetch head. Okay, now I need to go to my project, open my project, and you can see readmi.md file is present inside my local repository. Okay guys, so we have created a centralized repository, we have created local repository in my local machine, initialize the grid project in that particular local repository, then connect that particular local repository with the centralized repository. Now we will see what we have seen in the last document, that picture in which we was basically sending the pull request, or sending the we were syncing the local repository with the GitHub centralized repository. So we will do one thing, we will create a new file over here and name it like or say like sample test 1 text. Open it, write something over here like this is first code file. Okay, I will create a file inside my local project, inside my local github directory or local git project. Okay, we are calling it directory, but in terms of the git it is a git project. Okay guys, now I will open my git bash, clear the console and check the git status. So you can see I have an untracked file sample test 1. So we have already seen we need to add this, so we'll add it. Okay, then what we need to do, we need to again check the git status. Right, the file is being in the staging area. Now I need to push git commit -m and my first commit done. So I have committed the changes. So now what I have done, I have committed the changes inside my local git repository. Okay, now let's see, is that changes is being reflected inside my centralized repository? See, no, only a commit which is 6 minutes ago, where I have just created this directory. Now I need to sync my local git repository with my centralized repository. So I need to run the command git push origin master. Actually what I am doing, first I have created the GitHub centralized repository on the GitHub, then I created the local repository, then I synced my GitHub repository, centralized repository with my local repository, then I am doing some changes in my work area, then stage that particular changes, then commit the changes inside my local git repository, and now I am pushing my local git repository to the centralized repository. Okay, so git push origin master. Origin master means the branch name. It is asking me about the user credential, so I simply cancel it and I will provide my credential over here. Okay, now I need to provide my password and I don't remember my password. Let's try. Authentication failed. Okay, I have provided the incorrect email ID. Now I need to again push the changes. Just remove it and I need to put my email. Okay, and insert my password. Actually, I'm providing the username and password of my GitHub account. You can see https github.com. Click on OK. So you can see it is writing the object. Okay, something is being done. Actually, it is published my local changes, my local Git repository changes on the centralized repository. When I will refresh this particular project, so you can see sample test1.txt file is over here, and my commit message, my first commit is being displayed over here. When I will click it, it will show me my commit ID. This is my commit ID we was earlier talking about inside the git log, and it is same, like we can see, we can find it. It's starting with 7011 and ending with 0442. We can get this particular commit ID inside my local as well. Git log, see, 7011 ending with 0442. This is the same commit ID. The earlier one was different. Okay, so this is my commit ID. So this is the way, and it is showing you the differences. This is the first code file. It is showing the differences as well. Now what I need to do, I will change that, but I will do some changes over here inside my file. I will do some change inside my file. I will add a new line. This is my first code file, and say I am Java developer and I am developing and gaming project, right? Just save it. So now what I have done some changes in my working area. So if I want to push these changes on my centralized repository, then what I need to do, first let's clear this pane. I need to verify the git status. You can see I have modified something. Now I need to move my file from the working area to the staging area. Git add. Okay, again check the git status. So file is moved to the staging area. Now I need to commit. Git commit -m, provide the commit ID, provide the commit message, and say modified file with latest code. I have committed the changes. So you can see one file change, 3 insertion, 1 deletion. Okay, now I have these changes inside my local repository. What I need to do now, I need to push my changes to the centralized repository. So I simply run the command git push origin master. So you can see it is being done. Now I will refresh my GitHub account or my GitHub repository. So you can see I am getting the latest change in this particular file, and the message is 39 seconds ago, and message is modified file with the latest code. If I will click it, I will see the difference. The earlier file was this. This is my first code, and the new file is this. This is my first code space. I am Java developer and I am developing the gaming project. Okay guys, now let's see. We have already seen how we can push the changes from my local repository to the centralized repository. Now if I have create something over here, I will create a new file over here and say file name is test file. Okay, and here write something. Hi, this is my test file. Okay, just save it. Commit new file. Okay, so I have created a new file, test file. So what actually I am doing, as we have discussed, many people are working on the same project. So I have committed my changes. I have commit and pushed my changes on the centralized repository. Now there are some other people as well who was working on some different languages, some different files. So they have committed and pushed their changes as well. Now to again push my changes, first I need to get the update from the centralized repository. To make the data integrity or the data insurance, first I need to fetch the changes from the centralized repository. What I means, like today We was 5 people working on the same project. So today I was completing, I was working on the module 1, and some of my colleague was working on the module 5 or module 2. So I have created some files, I have created some code, pushed my code on the centralized repository. Now my friend was working late hours in the night, so he has pushed their changes after me. Now again, when I come to the next day, I need to push some changes as well on the centralized repository. But is the centralized repository in the same state where I was left it yesterday? No. Centralized repository is being updated with the latest code. Now what is my duty? Before committing or before pushing my changes, first I need to get the latest code from the centralized repository. Okay, so before push, always remember, before push, please pull the code from the centralized repository. Okay, so you can see in my local GitHub, I have only one file, but in my centralized repository, I have two files. So what I need to do, I need to sync my centralized repository with my local Git repository. So for that, to pull the code change from the centralized repository, I have a command git pull origin master. Master is actually my branch. If you have some other branch, then you can verify, specify that branch name. Press enter. So you can see one file is changed and one file is inserted. If I will refresh my local repository, I will get this file inside my local. You can see test file is over here. See, I can open it. Open it notepad plus plus. Just leave it. Open it in notepad plus plus. See, this is my test file. So you are able to get it. Okay, guys. So this is the way how you can make the centralized repository, how you can sync your local code with the centralized repository, how you can push and pull the code on the centralized repository, and how you can change it in the local repository and make them available on the centralized repository. What is GitHub, and how you can create the centralized repository as well. So we have seen a lot of things in this particular session. In coming tutorials, we will see some more interesting facts about the branches and about the merging and merge conflicts. So thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.